How I quit the 9 to 5 and took my life back. Are you currently working 9 to 5 and you feel like you're stuck? You feel like you're spinning your wheels and you can't get ahead and you want a way out. In this video, I'll show you exactly what I did to get myself out of the rut I was in the 9 to 5 and how I started a profitable business so you can do the same and start getting ahead this year. 1. The grind. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. I'll be at work by 5:30 in the morning and sometimes I leave work at 7:30 in the evening. I worked so hard. I realized that no matter how hard I worked, I couldn't get ahead. I started to realize that my work is limited and my time is limited and I'll get exhausted. Most of the time when I get home, I'm not in even a good space to do anything. So the work was draining me, the grind was overwhelming me and wasn't even giving me the energy or the mental space for me to even start thinking about a business. 2. No vacations. I took no vacations or sick days when I was working the 9 to 5. I spent every waking hour to go to work. Sometimes I was at work on Saturdays and Sundays because I didn't want to miss an opportunity to work. I wasn't taking vacations, I wasn't taking sick days, I was working all the time. And I felt burnt out most of the time. I felt super exhausted because you know when you are working all the time and you don't take some time off, you don't have the mental space to rejuvenate. Constantly you're just doing stuff, trying to check certain boxes, but you're not taking care of yourself. I was the type of person that was always working and never took time off for myself. This was so unhealthy and I'll not recommend anybody to do this. 3. First time I asked for 2 weeks off. I was working for about 2 years straight, never took sick days off, never took vacation, but the first time I asked for 2 weeks off, I was met with a lot of pushback. My manager said something to me that I knew that he was insinuating not to take the time off because we had an audit coming on. He was like, you know, job security, if you leave and somebody else takes your job, you should be careful about taking vacations and certain things. Mind you, I have never taken a vacation when I was there. So in my mind, I started to ask myself, is this what my life is going to be like? I'm asking for 2 weeks off and it seems like I'm asking for $100 million from the company. I was just so shocked with the response I was getting. 4. My manager's newborn. So my manager had a newborn. He and his wife have been trying to have a baby for a while. The wife finally gets pregnant. He goes to the hospital and they called him back to work. And I remember the look on the guy's face and I knew that if I work hard, I was working hard to be like this guy. Even though he had a big house, a nice car, I knew that he was stressed all the time because the work was so demanding. I saw how he was living his life based on all the obligations he had towards the organization, and it made me realize that if I continue pursuing this path, I'll be exactly just like him. For most of the part, I knew he was stressed and I knew that I didn't want to be like that. 5. It was only a matter of time before I discovered the trap. I knew that if I continue working in this organization, no matter how much I rise, I'll still be trapped. Because I started to see that people were even making more, they were trapped. They felt like they couldn't leave because once their pay increase came, the lifestyle upgrades also came, the nicer house, the nicer vacations, the nicer cars, and it made it difficult for them to leave because if they left, they had a lot of debt that they still had to pay. This path of 9 to 5 I was going towards, even if I climbed all the way to the top, it was going to be very difficult. I quickly started to realize that the more you climb, the more difficult it is for you to leave just because of how much invested you are in the organization. So this actually got me to my eureka moment. Am I going to be trapped in this routine of the 9 to 5 or should I pursue entrepreneurship and time freedom? This is the crossroad that you make a decision. You can either decide to stay in your comfort zone or now to take a step of faith, a step of courage. And this is what I decided to do to pursue time freedom. 1, make the choice to build your freedom. Most people don't realize, but when you make a choice, you've actually taken a first step. Most people are stuck in, should I do it? Should I not do it? Is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good? My recommendation is just decide on what you want and start moving towards that direction. You cannot get clarity from you sitting on the fence trying to figure out what to do from the place you are. You first have to make a decision that you're going to go to a different direction, then you start taking the steps towards it. So that's the first thing I did. I quit my job and decided to pursue entrepreneurship. 2, I took my time back. I realized that when I was working 9 to 5, I never had time. I always used to say, I'll do this, I'll do that. But I was always tired and exhausted. The mental bandwidth I needed for my 9 to 5 was a lot. It was very demanding. And I was working all the time. I was doing so much overtime and all these different things. I never really had any time to pursue entrepreneurship. So I knew that in order for me to bring in something new, I need to learn to let certain things go. So I let go of the 9 to 5 and ushered in entrepreneurship. Of course, I was uncertain, but I knew that this was the right path for me. And in order for my life to start seeing some change, I needed to step in with faith. 3, the beginning was tough, and the beginning is going to be tough. Just embrace yourself for it. Don't get into this rut of seeing people on social media that says, I started a business in 2 months, I made 2 million. It's not the typical thing that usually happens. Every now and then you have somebody who is an anomaly, who have outsized returns or who have a big win. But if you are able to just lower your expectations a little bit, it's going to be tough in the beginning. It makes you start to prepare your mind mentally so you can embrace the difficult times when they come. If you think it's going to be all smooth sailing and without any bumps, you are in for a rude awakening, because it's not going to be that. No matter how smooth it is, you experience some bumps, and those bumps you experience is what is going to help you to be able to start learning, building, and making progress. So don't be the type of person that you're trying to ignore or avoid challenges. The challenges you face is what helps you to build your business and helps you to be able to build that mental toughness when the difficult times come. 4, you still work hard, but this time you are going to be working hard on things that matter. It's very different when you're working hard on something that you really don't care about. You are sitting in front of a screen, in a cubicle, in maybe a place you don't want to be, but you are there because you need to be able to make a living. But it's very different when you're working on something that you actually care about. Something that makes you excited to wake up in the morning. Something that gives you a boost of energy when you think about it. You are eager to address it. You are eager to figure it out. You are eager to make it work. There's a different kind of energy when you're working on something that you care about. This energy is necessary to take you through the challenging days. So if you are picking a business, make sure you are picking something that you care about. Most people just focus on the money part. It's very difficult if you just focus on the money part. Why? When the money or the results you want doesn't come as expected, you need something else to keep you going. So choose your business wisely. 5, the benefits of time and location freedom. Here's the reason why I encourage a lot of people to start an online business. It gives you more time flexibility and does not lock you to a specific place. For me, when I started my business, the whole goal was, can I replace my 9 to 5 income? It wasn't to make millions or trillions. It was first, can I replace my 9 to 5 income? And can I have more flexibility in my lifestyle? Thank God that it all worked out for my good in the end, because I made way much more than my 9 to 5 and I'm able to work from anywhere in the world. Based on close to a decade of running a digital marketing agency and serving over 5,000 clients, this is what I'm going to tell you. If you are looking to start a business, pick something that gives you time and location freedom, if you can. There are some businesses like barbershops that you cannot remotely do from anywhere in the world. You need to have a location. But if you have the range of businesses to pick from things that you actually enjoy in the day and age we live, especially with the outburst of AI that is overtaking everything, if you can, figure out how you can implement software, the internet, AI into your business, because this is going to put your business in a position and increase the chances of you being able to scale it and grow it much faster. So if you're trapped in a routine and you're looking for time freedom, have the courage to make your change and start walking towards a new path that can rewrite your entire story. Here is the lesson from today. Freedom is not earned through time. It's claimed through courage. And here's a screenshot for my notes from today. Screenshot in 3, 2, 1. My name is Kimbwari. If you enjoyed the video today, then click here to watch my next video.